Hey everybody, today I want to share with you what I'm currently doing for my quiet time with the Lord because I want to show you that it doesn't have to be super time consuming. And if you're struggling to try to figure out what to do, this is a really good option. This is something that doesn't take a lot of brain power for me. It's something that is already kind of lined out for me, and yet it's deep enough that I'm getting fed and nourished as well. Little backstory. When I just had a couple of kids, there's about a 4 year gap between number two and number three in our family for various reasons. But I was able to get up in the morning and have a quiet time on the front porch. I drank coffee on the front porch, watched the sun come up. It was really beautiful and lovely and perfect. Well, fast forward a little bit, and I've got most of my kids under the age of like 10, and I don't have a lot of time. And in those baby years, it's typically the baby who's waking you up in the morning, and your day starts full force from there. And so for me to get up before the baby seemed kind of ludicrous because I'd been up in the night. And then to try to figure out where to fit it in, I wasn't real sure what to do there. What I ended up doing was putting our Bible time with my family. I was doing my quiet time as part of the Bible time with the homeschool day. And that was what I got in. So we were studying the Bible together. And that worked out really well. And it was the best that I could do. And so I don't want you to feel guilty if that's the best that you can do. Because there are seasons in our life when it's just crazy and there's not a lot of margin in the day. And while some people will tell you you've got to get up before the rest of your family in order to have a good day, I don't agree with that because those seasons when you are perpetually in babyhood, newborn, pregnant, it's not easy to get up before everybody else and you are losing sleep. And what you really need is sleep and rest. And in my opinion, you'll have a better day if you're getting a good amount of rest, even if that means you have to sleep in a little bit. Or in my case, you're waiting until the baby gets up for you to start your day. So, while I think there are seasons of life where you can definitely do quiet time first thing in the morning, and while I think that that is a really great time to do it, it is not always feasible for where you are in your life. And you need to not feel guilty about not being able to have quiet time first thing in the morning. If you are studying the Bible and you are seeking the Lord and you are spending your day in perpetual prayer, then you will get to the place where you're living a life of praise and worship. And that quiet time, it doesn't have to be there in order for you to be seeking the Lord. So, fast forward now a little bit further, and I am at a place in my life now where I do have a little bit more margin in my day. My older kids can help watch the little kids. I don't have a baby. So, my baby is almost two now. And so I have some space in there where I am able to do quiet time again. Now, it's still not happening first thing in the morning because the baby is still getting me up first thing in the morning, but I can typically find some time after school in the afternoon hours, in between working on the blog and some other things. So I have found some time and space there, but it still needs to be something that I don't have to think too much about. I've been in Bible studies, and when I can fit those into my life, those serve as my quiet time. But currently, right now, what I'm doing is something called Right Through the Word, and it is from The Purposeful Mom, and it is a PDF. So you download it, and I'm not an affiliate for her or anything. I just happened to get this in a bundle that I was in, and purchased it with the bundle. And it's been just a fantastic tool. So I wanted to share it with you. Again, that's from thepurposefulmom.com. Her name is Jen. And she put together this little program that is January through December. And it has verses for each day of each month. Now you can print it out in a calendar view, so it would show like 2018 and it would be on the correct day. Or the view that I decided to start using just recently was in just the numbered view. It's not wanting to focus too well there, but you can see that it has 1 and then Deuteronomy 7, 9. The other thing is that each month has a theme. So down the side here, August's theme is faithfulness. Now, I am not typically a fan of what I call Russian roulette Bible study, where you just pick a verse out of thin air and you read it, and that's like your quiet time for the day. I'm not a fan of that because context is everything when it comes to the Bible. You can't just pull verses out. You're not allowed to do that. So, even though we do it all the time and we stick them on plaques and t-shirts and whatever else, but that's not really a good way to study the Bible. The thing that I like about this program is that in her journaling pages, let me grab one of those here. In her journaling pages, this is what a journaling page looks like. And down here in the questions box, it says, what is the context? So she's asking you to dig a little deeper. So you look at the verses surrounding it. You look at the headings, you look at who it was written to, and you're digging a little bit deeper, as deep as you can go during the time that you have. You initially start out with writing the verse. Then you answer questions like, what is the context? What does this scripture teach me about God? And how does it apply to my life? And then there's thoughts and prayers that you can write out to go along with it. Now, you can print off, and this is how I started doing it, you can print off this page every single time. However, I was finding that I wasn't getting around to printing it off. And so what I did instead was I got myself a flashy pink notebook. And this is where I am writing down the same things that are on the journal page. I keep one handy so I don't forget what questions I'm supposed to be asking of myself. And I write out the verse. I answer the questions. I consider what my thoughts are on it and how it's applying to where I am and what this has really taught me about God. And then I also have my prayers that I surrounding that verse, the prayers that I have. Now, there is also a piece of paper in the PDF that is a prayer list. And it just looks like that. And as you can see, I've already put some things on there. Those are prayer requests from the small group that we're in at church. And there's the name of the person, their request, and then there's a place for answered prayer. And today I got to put in an answer to prayer, and that was that one of the people in our small group, something that she was pretty sure was cancerous, ended up not being cancerous, and we'd been praying for her and all kinds of things. And so it was so neat to be able to write that down on there, and I really hope to continue to be able to do that, because that's something that shows you God's provision and that prayers do get answered. And, that can look different. Prayers can be answered in a multitude of ways. And so being able to see that and go back and see how God has answered certain prayers, I think is crucial. So that is what I'm using currently. And like I said, thepurposefulmom.com is where that comes from. And it's been very helpful to me to have that guideline and me writing out scripture. It's just helps to solidify it in my own mind and to really begin working through some deeper Bible study than what I've been able to manage in the past. I do still have Bible time with my kids for the homeschool day, but I have been able to fit this into my day as well, and that's been really nice. So I'd love to hear how you manage to fit in quiet time, where you fit in quiet time. Leave me a comment below, subscribe to the channel while you're here, and I will see you next time.